Olivia Rodrigo has been the biggest name in pop music culture for the past few weeks, but is she going to be able to maintain this momentum of consistent great music? Just like any music artist who is looking for a lasting career in the music industry, Olivia Rodrigo is now planning to make an album. She's going to come out with an album at some point, probably later this year. She's taken the more wise path of music artistry in today's day and age, or any day and age before that you need consistency and a backlog of really good music that an audience can follow and you can grow a fan base with, rather than just being a one-hit wonder that we all know. And I don't know if you guys ever still go back down those memory lanes, but Driver's License surely was a really great song to be traveling over the internet and a really fast-paced, meme-worthy viral hit. It caught the attention of general social media and the biggest headlines that there ever are, keeping her at the top 100 and one of the biggest artists who has ever been streamed before in their debut. But she has more music that she hasn't even shared with the world. This is what her album is going to be like. This is the best of what she has. She needs to be able to prove to all of us her talents in the music industry, and just on top of that, she needs to be able to prove the work ethic behind all of the moving parts of making an album in the first place. If it is electronic over a laptop, or if it is in a huge studio with a bunch of instruments. This is a long process that I'm sure all of us can probably imagine the layering and context of engineering and mixing of an album. And doing all of this and contributing to the consistency of a trend pattern. And if she's not able to do this successfully, unfortunately, Olivia Rodrigo is going to end up as one of those one-hit wonders. People are going to start falling off of her idea of a brand. But she actually recently had a really long-form interview. I think it's an hour and 30 minutes or something, or 40 minutes. So we're not just seeing her, but we're watching her like a kind of movie, documentary, interview perspective. So we can actually see what she's like in person over the virtual, of course, the virtual. But you can tell a little bit more about a person and their personality and who they are as an artist. And it turns out, songwriting, she loves it. It's all she does. She's passionate about it since a very young age. And she has a whole lot of other songs that she's been writing this whole time. She actually has about 10 or more songs already produced that she's just waiting to pick out from her choosing. And then the album will be out. I mean, this generally really shows that she has a whole backlog of other great stuff, like Driver's License, that always has the potential to go viral once again and keep her in the spotlight, keep her album trending and her streams going, and her brand just continues to gain equity or stock. It just goes up. But how is Olivia going to make sure that these songs are even heard? I mean, if nobody knows about the album or these songs and their release, how are they supposed to know to go listen to them in the first place and keep Olivia and her career going? Olivia really needs to understand and know the ins and outs of releasing and promoting music, not just throwing it into the abyss of songs in the industry, but having a strategic way of putting it out there. That way we can create a pattern that becomes the trend. She needs to understand who her audience is and where they find their music. Driver's License was found as it was trending on social media, so this means that she needs to figure out how to repeat this whole entire thing once more. Repeat that trajectory, and for the most part, I think a good place for her to start is on TikTok. The videos that blew up on TikTok started a whole chain reaction of a trend that caused people to want to record themselves and play this song over it. In bed mostly. The whole thing snowballs into a massive, massive trend that feeds through not just TikTok but every other major social platform, and it just kind of became a meme after that. If Olivia decides to choose a couple of singles for this album to promote, and she feeds them through, or even just snippets of these songs on TikTok, I think that that'll give her a really, really good chance of repeating this whole spark in the industry that causes audiences to really find and make the song their own. The audience is what takes it around the world. Like Driver's License, this means that Olivia can then capitalize on this momentum when it gets that trajectory, that early part. Continue making music videos for these singles, that way they get another second wave of people that actually want to watch them. She can even make content just of her listening to this song, doing something funny, or even on TikTok. That will indefinitely cause a lot of different people in a lot of different areas to find this music and continue listening to it if they would like to. When there is a small movement going on, people want to feel involved. They want to get in on the action. So this causes a lot of different niches of topics and forms of the social media, however you consume your social media. And it basically wants us all to feel like we are a unison of people with the same idea and love for something that just came out. This is what really solidifies an early, healthy sustainability among Olivia and her audience, and how she stays in the music industry limelight just with this amazing music that she's doing. She has to continue putting efforts into promoting her music after she just spent all of this time working on making it in the first place. She has to continue doing things like interviews, talking about her life and how it's working out for her, and how this trajectory is really changing her as a person. This is a really great way of connecting people to her and her personality that is, well, her brand Olivia Rodrigo, not just a music artist, but the person. If she has both a music video and an interview promoted to release at the same time, that gives her an even better chance of pairing the two for the different mediums that they are. Stuff like this are what Olivia Rodrigo needs to do in order to make this album successful and have people tune into it the way that they are intended to. If she doesn't, there's a big chance that Olivia Rodrigo might not be in the spotlight after all. I mean, we have all seen artists with one big song. Hopefully it's not like that for her.